Now, your Alaska Link weather for Juneau and Southeast.
Good evening. The cold winter air is continuing to descend here across the Panhandle. What we're noting is that we were able to creep back up into those mid to upper teens for highs, but quickly with those clear skies and still pulling in that northeasterly wind, our lows are going to tumble into those single digits. We even see down to potentially 2 if we're into Juneau. Petersburg down to 3, some below 0 low temperatures of a possibility. Now, what we note is that this is going to be our final day as we roll into our Friday with this bitter sunshine. So a few more hours of this that we need to push onto, but it's sunshine at least, because what we're going to note is that we're right back to an active weather pattern as we head into the weekend, as we are going to be tracking even some snowfall accumulation throughout the weekend, as that will be our main precipitation type as those temperatures try to pull back up. But we will moderate those temperatures as we head into next week, but then have to keep an eye on some of those precipitation chances as we will gradually start to work into an active weather pattern. Now here as we roll into our Friday, high tide at 1:54 in the morning and then 1:24 into the early afternoon. We have our Friday forecast there with a high of 16 degrees, so we're at least pulling those temperatures up, trying to. Lighter winds around, but still note that any wind with these kind of temperatures and seeing that nice dense snowpack in those higher elevations and the winds pushing through that only creates that cold air, that bite to the air really across the region. So we start off the day at below 0. We do creep back above 0 for a feel like temperature, but our warmest feel like temperature is 8 compared to the actual temperature 16. So that's why it's always key to make sure that you are dressing for that wind chill number, that feel like temperature versus that actual temperature to keep yourself safe from frostbite formation. Now what we see here is that we have 6 hours and 58 minutes, so just shy of that 7-hour threshold. 6:36 is that sunrise, 3:35 is that sunset, so getting closer and closer to gaining that daylight to actually get a warming sunshine, because this time of the year what we notice that sunshine just reflects off of our white surface and we don't have sunshine long enough to melt that snowfall yet, so we're going to keep that cool atmosphere here at least for another few weeks to months as we work into these greater sun days. But what we'll see is that the sunshine is going to decrease as we roll into our Saturday, as we'll see some drier conditions to still hold on Saturday night, still some of those single digit lows, but some improvements being made. And then by Saturday afternoon we even see some spots try to creep back into those 20s, but we will be overspreading with some at least snow chances. Now through 7 p.m. on Sunday we only see light accumulation. However, with where those temperatures are at, even as we roll into Sunday, we note that we're staying with that freezing mark. So expected to stay mostly snow showers, even as we roll into early next week, as temperatures do continue to hover just around that freezing mark, which is exactly where we should be this time of the year. So we'll have to continue to keep an eye on the snowfall amounts.